Have you ever felt invisible at the exact moment you should have been seen the most? I stood there in a white dress, my heart pounding, waiting for faces that never appeared. Empty chairs, empty promises, and on my phone, a video, my parents on a beach thousands of miles away, laughing, raising champagne glasses under the sun, while I was vowing my life to someone I loved. That was the night I realized I wasn't their daughter. I was just their shadow. My name is Clara Jensen. I grew up in a suburb of Ohio where appearances were everything. Fresh-cut lawns, polished smiles, the perfect Christmas card. But perfection in my house had a price. One child in the spotlight, and the other buried in the dark. Have you talked to Vivian? My victories were invisible next to my sister's law school triumphs. Years later, Daniel asked me to marry him by the river where we'd had our first date. It was simple, perfect. I thought, this will be the moment my parents finally show up for me. I mailed invitations. I called. I begged, quietly, without letting my voice crack. My father texted back, "We'll try," and I held on to that. But days before the ceremony, my mother's voice pierced through the phone. "Clara, we won't be attending. Vivian's engagement is more important. We're flying to Hawaii." My wedding called trivial. Their words still echo. On the day itself, I walked down the aisle in a dress I designed, my best friend, Sophie, cheering louder than anyone. But every time I glanced at those empty chairs, it cut deeper. That night, when I checked my phone, there was the video. My family on a beach, laughing, clinking glasses, writing, celebrating our star's engagement in paradise. Not a word about me. I thought that was the end of the betrayal. But a week later, my father called. Not to apologize. Not to ask about the wedding. He wanted money. Claimed they'd taken out a loan for my college years, and that I should repay it to fund Vivian's upcoming wedding. But I had the receipts. I worked my way through college, every payment made by me. There was no debt, just a lie, a manipulation. And in that moment, something inside me broke, but also hardened. I told him, "Don't ever call me about trivial matters again." I used my mother's own words, threw them back like a blade. Then I hung up. For the first time in my life, I didn't cry. I felt free. I cut them off completely. Emails, numbers gone. And with that silence, I discovered peace. I built my own family. Daniel, Sophie, his parents who love me like their own. Later, our daughter, Lena. Holding her, I finally understood. Family isn't who shares your blood. It's who shows up, who stays, who chooses you every single day. I spent years begging to be seen, when all along, I had to see myself first. So let me ask you, have you ever had to let go of people you thought were family? Have you found your own chosen family? Share your story in the comments. I'll be reading. Because maybe, just maybe, your story will help someone else finally set themselves free. Family isn't about who you're born to. It's about who stands beside you when the chairs are empty.